We'll talk about this in the after show.
Oh.
You just Milo in the shadow, like, oh.
Fairly Adventurous After Hours.
Welcome to Fairly Adventurous. We'll probably release the entirety of that conversation because that was like 20 minutes, and that was actually just good content, good discussions and whatnot. But we're back in Coasthold. I didn't even get to type out like a previously section, so I'm going to go ad hoc here. Previously on DnD, hold on. I'm overstepping here. Welcome back, Chase, who's awake and with us tonight. Or this morning,
Sorry.
excuse me.
I haven't been to sleep, so we'll see how well this goes.
I do appreciate you being here. Josh is still away with his little one. He should be back for the next session. I know I said that last session, but there, takes a little bit of time when you have a child. Yes. Melvin's like, I don't know. I shaved today. I don't care. But we have Melvin, we have Andrew, we have Chase, we have Larry, who's holding up 6 because he's got 6 children.
Lord, I thought I had a bunch with 4.
You didn't,
Oh, geez.
I have 3. I'm halfway there. I will not get more.
4 girls and 2 boys.
Which, by the time this recording has come out, officially, the children that I have in my care will be my legal children. So August 2nd, the court says that they'll officially be ours, which is exciting news. And hopefully I'll be putting up a picture of them for the first time on the screen right now. Because they're cute little buggers. It's their defense mechanism because they are wild. We are back. We are hoping that Levi will be able to join us. He had a work emergency pop up last minute, so he will either be late or he won't be here at all. But we're gonna hope that he'll join us later on. But let's go ahead and get started. Previously on D&D, we had the party being contracted by Duke Margrave to go to Neverwinter and pick up a person of interest for him and bring him back to Coasthold. This person of interest turned out to be the dwarf. Holy crap! I'm gonna forget his name again, aren't I? Grimble. That's right. I was thinking of Gimbal, but I couldn't remember what I put there. Grimble. And that was successful. Picking him up from Neverwinter was successful. On the way back from Neverwinter, the party and the ship was accosted by pirates, which the party managed to defend the boat successfully at the near cost of both Arhra and Milo, and really Ranshaw as well. It's a pretty good fight, really, all things considered.
Got me down to 2 hit points.
2 hit points for you, Arhra. What were you down before you touched yourself?
6.
So. And then Milo was down low.
I'm sitting at 9.
Yeah, it was close. It was a good fight. And you guys did really,
I never
really well.
had more fun pushing people into the water.
No, that was a good fight. You guys did really, really well with it. Essentially, we're saying now that you guys have been able to take a a long rest, as the ship sailed on. Also, the ship burned down. I didn't catch this until the next day. Larry knows what I'm about to say. Larry somehow managed to set the sails of the ship on fire with Sacred Flame, which doesn't actually produce fire. It produces radiant energy that doesn't actually, set things on fire. But it doesn't matter. The
gods allowed it this time.
The gods allowed it. The god of ignorance decided that yes, this is how things work. But you guys managed to defend the ship. You've sailed off into the night. You guys got some rest. It's now early morning, and you guys are sailing into the harbor. We'll say that's about 8 o'clock. You guys, the crew's already awake. You guys are awake, and you're all, let's say, standing on the deck, watching Coasthold become a little bit closer into view. And I'll let you guys take it from there.
It's real nice to be getting back to Coasthold, Just, it's a nice day. It's a good day.
It is a great day.
I'm sorry, what season are you right now?
Oh, it's autumn today.
Yeah, we're back here already.
Did y'all see
Yep.
that fire?
I thought that was really interesting, man. Like, I didn't know that your divine power set could do that. It's quite useful.
It's just like Superman with his. Sorry, I'm not here. Don't worry about it.
Maybe I accidentally hit a lamp or something with my sacred flame.
Ah, you never know. Still, that was well done.
Thank you.
And Milo, you did an excellent job taking out that guy shooting at us from the crow's nest.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Milo's still in red right now.
Yeah.
Been a long
Still
time since
covered,
I've
'cause I
seen
don't
someone
know
blaze
this.
up that well.
Yeah, because I was getting messed up by that dude, and then Milo, thanks for killing that dude with the big ballista or whatever it was.
I don't know what it was either. Never seen it.
It was a big arrow with a rope thing, and he was trying to kill me.
Why doesn't this ship have one of those?
Because it's a cargo ship, I assume. It doesn't really need to overtake other ships.
Doesn't, but it'd probably be beneficial for defense purposes, you know?
We should tell them
Could
to upgrade
be,
the ship.
but perhaps it's just better to just treat others as kindly as possible and just trust in the forbearance and blessing of the gods, you know?
He is going to get us killed.
Where's the dude from last time?
Summer will come around again, all in due time.
Oh, I'm here.
You are here. You've been unconscious for basically 10 days straight. 7 days
You
straight.
did great. You did a
I
great
was
job
real
guarding
tired.
that dwarf, Monkish. I know that
Yes, I should specify. I don't think I actually told you what happened
No.
with your character, Mon. You and Tarax essentially played close protection for the dwarf that you guys were escorting. You guys stayed below deck and just made sure if anyone got past the party, that you guys would handle them. No one got past the party. No one even got close, really.
Speaking of the dwarf, where is Grimble?
bet you anything he's looking for a drink.
Or he's already found it.
Or he's already
yeah.
drunk.
I don't know. Marshal Tarse has been keeping a pretty close eye on him.
It's probably, I don't know. I want to join.
We should probably talk with him and see what the plan is now. I mean, we've returned. I assume we go back to the inn to get our pay, but also just because we're back in Coasthold, should still keep an eye out for something. You never know.
You never know. I guess Milo walks below deck to go find Grimble.
Okay. Sure, and it's
Renshaw's
easy enough.
just gonna bask in the sun.
Okay. And it's easy enough. It's not a huge ship, Milo. There's really only 3 areas of interest. Above, on the deck, the captain's quarters and the galley that he would be. And you go below deck and you do find him in the galley. Arguing with the chef's mate about the inherent requirement of having rum aboard for the morale of all sailors, even on a 7-day journey. He has a cup of water in his hand. He says, "This just won't do, my friend. I don't know how to help you. Where are your potatoes? Where are your potatoes? And I'll help you make what you need to have on hand." The chef's mate just kind of like, "No, we're it's like, who let you down here? Who let you down here? Get out of my kitchen. Get out of my galley.
I interrupt and kind of just grab him.
Blood hair!
We could go find some drinks somewhere else, possibly.
Oh, where? You got something?
We can go find something.
I mean, where? We're on a ship.
Captain.
Heyman does often have his drink, but I don't know if he'll share any with us. We're only an hour outside of port. But hey, never know. I doubt Tarsus is going to let me have a drink whenever we get to Coasthold. We might as well go try.
Never hurts.
Yeah. Just tosses the cup over his shoulder without caring about where it lands or anything. And it splashes the chef's mate. Like the water comes out. He's like, oh! And he stops himself from just absolutely pummeling the dwarf as the dwarf walks out of the galley, and you and him go above to the deck.
As we walk, hey Grimble, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Why are you such a big deal that we had to travel across sea to come get you?
Well, I'm. Do you know what an artificer is?
Yes.
Okay. I'm really good at that. So I imagine that whatever I'm here for, it's to create something that others couldn't do because no one do what Grumble do.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Been hired by the Lord's Alliance on a handful of occasions for certain unique items that they just can't find, even if they're temporarily made.
All I can think of is the mountain goat from Hoodwinked.
Did I?
A criminally underrated movie.
It's an amazing movie.
Oh, I love that movie.
So good.
Well, since he just so willingly gave that information, as soon as we get back on the top deck, I'd completely just forget that we were looking for the captain for drinks, and I just walk a different direction. Away from him.
Hey, Heyman's this way.
I got other things to take care of really quick.
He just he's like, whatever. And he sees Heyman at the helm on the poop deck, and he says, Heyman, I need a drink, and he just starts walking towards him.
I have nowhere specific I'm going. I'm just walking.
Tars is, of course, with Captain Heyman. So Tars is, you guys, if anyone's looking at Tars and everything, Tars's back is turned, and he just hears Grimble yelling that, and you see his shoulders just go deflate as he knows that he's gonna have problems with this. But hey, the conversation goes on between them, and you get the feeling that they don't get a drink. But about an hour later, you guys are tied off, moored at a pier in Back Bay. And Tars, before the gang planks are laid down, has all of you. He says, "All right, everyone who's paid by my lord to be here, circle round." Waits for you guys.
I circle around.
Okay. He goes, all right, gentlemen. Here's the deal. We know we don't know what has happened in Coasthold the last 7 days. There could be more spies in the area. We just don't know. So I want a tight perimeter around Grimble as we march him back to Old Coast Inn. Keep your eyes wary, and whatever you do, don't let him go to a bar.
10
Grimble just like...
Technically speaking, aren't we escorting him to a place with spirits?
He looks at you and he just says, are you going to be a problem?
No, man. Just clarifying.
Okay. Very well. I'll clarify for you. If it isn't the Old Coast Inn, he doesn't go to a bar. That includes the bar in Old Coast Inn. We take him to the cellar. We hand him off. You get paid, and then I get to take a break from you. You specifically.
For sure. Not a problem, man.
I think he's tired of us.
And you guys disembark. What's everyone's passive perceptions?
Hi.
Oh yeah, Monkish would be
That
awfully
alert,
high.
yeah.
I'd say before we step off the ship, Milo, just for flavor, runs back on board,
Oh no.
looks for Sam,
Mhm.
gives a quick rabbit hop and attempts a quick kiss, and then runs.
Okay.
Doesn't wait for a response.
Okay. Give me an acrobatics check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay.
Sounds
So
perfect.
you see him. He kind of sees you hustling with your little rabbit paws, and you jump up, and you get the distinct impression that he was attempting to pull away, but you were too fast and too quick, and you smooch him on the cheeks, and then you run away and you wait for no response. But it happened. Whether it was a good decision or not, time will tell.
Don't make me have to kill Sam, DM.
New BBEG.
That was the spy. No, I'm just kidding.
The sympathetic one too. He's like, all because you didn't ask for consent.
Sex is like tea.
Yeah.
Don't force someone to drink tea.
Back with the party. Passive 17.
Okay.
Passive 16.
19.
Yeah.
12.
12. Okay. The party is able, including Tarax, who is here, canonically, manages to get him back. Every once in a while, you guys think that there might be someone following you. But as you take turns, kind of keeping your heads on the swivels and passing it off and talking to each other about what you're seeing, each of them eventually, as it takes you about half an hour or so to get from your berth in Back Bay to Old Coast Inn, each of you collectively are able to see them, whoever you thought was following you, trail off throughout the city. No one seems to be following you guys to the best of your guys' sight. Every once in a while, you guys have to put a hand on Grimble as he seems to drift out of line. Thankfully, there's enough of you guys kind of bracketing him in that it's not like he can just like bolt one direction. He just kind of drifts ever so slightly to a gap. You guys notice what he's doing, put a hand on the back of his collar, and just shift him back into space. And he says, "Y'all are a bunch of killjoys. Tars stick his attitude up your ass? What's going on?"
Just trying to do our job, man. No hard feelings.
Well, y'all understand they're gonna throw me in a cell and make me work. This is oppression. This is slavery. You guys at least buy me a drink. Tars. You see Tars lower his head. He goes, "We go through this every time, Grimble. You're gonna get paid. You get paid every time. And every time I have to hear this slavery bullcrap." It was like, "I'm oppressed!" And you just hear him yelling that through Coasthold.
I wonder if it's part
All
of
the
this
people in the
creative
streets
process.
just you hear a dwarf screaming, "I'm oppressed," give a nice side eye.
But you guys get him to Coasthold, back to the Old Coast Inn. You get him back downstairs. You see really not much has changed in the past 7 days. There's a few patrons already having drinks this early in the morning. You don't know if it's water, but hey, who are you to judge? There's a new bard playing music. As you guys instinctively notice the difference in atmosphere, you all turn your heads to look at her. She's a half elf bard just strumming on a lyre for the patrons that are there, but there doesn't seem to be much new activity as you guys walk down to the cellar. Tars does the knock, and a couple guards open the hidden door. See that it's Tars, and Tars says, grab Duke Margrave, we're ready. And they nod, close the door, and then they run off. Tars turns around, says, gentlemen, you've succeeded your mission. I must say, I had my doubts about you, but you all fought well against the pirates, and you have my admiration and respect for your skill, if not for your individual personalities and loyalties. I will pass along this information to the Duke. When he returns, you'll get your money, and like I said, I won't have to deal with you. You specifically, pointing at Ranshaw.
Wait, so we're not getting paid now?
You'll get paid when the Duke returns.
Interesting.
About 10 minutes goes by. And the Duke, the door opens and the Duke walks out.
Oh my. Oh, cool. Hi.
Hello, gentlemen. Grimble. Duke. Got any of that fine whiskey up in my jail cell? Tars just like holds his head down low, and he goes, you do know we actually pulled you out of the jail cell. You could go back there if you'd like. Grimble's just like, oh, please. It's Neverwinter. That stuff might as well be a luxurious apartment. But hey, buy me a drink and we won't have to worry about it. He just instinctively walks through the cellar door. Duke Margrave looks at Tars. He says, well, how'd they do? How'd our new compatriots do? Tars noddingly and says basically the same thing he just told you guys. He says, they fight well. Thank you. They fight well. They've earned their pay, my lord. He says, very well. Pulls out 5, because Tarax is here canonically, pouches of gold, each with 100 gold pieces in it. And he hands them all individually to you, and he says, gentlemen, the information that we've learned is quite concerning, and you will be necessary once more. Tar seems to have given you his approval. Be back here by noon in 2 10 days time. 20 days, gentlemen. I need you back here. Do we have an accord?
Of course, the gold's flowing.
I will strum it.
I have no objections to that, but I do have a question for you.
If I can answer it, I will.
Well, would it be possible for you to provide some assistance to me with things I need to do in the city? If not you specifically, then someone under your retainer. I was hoping to get some research done at the library, but I was told that apparently you require some connections to actually gain access.
You do. Why do you need access?
I am attempting to research need to be a little delicate, but let's just say I'm looking for someone who would have come here admittedly a long time ago, and I was hoping to find some maybe record of evidence of where they may have set up in the area.
He says, birth records are held by the guard, not by the academy.
Nah, not birth records, man. This individual was not born here. They just migrated here. Round about the time that this peninsula reappeared on the Sword Coast.
That is a very long time ago, before Coasthold was even established as a city, and before the kingdom of Antombaro was even was established as a nation state. I'm afraid you won't find anything at the academy based on that. We don't have records. The libraries of the academy are based on research. There might be research around those times. There was some done later on, after the establishment of the city's government. But I think you would find those records at the city administrative offices, City Hall, not in the libraries.
Ah, see, already being helpful. Thank you. I wouldn't need some sort of recommendation to go there, would I?
It would certainly help, but again, you haven't told me why that you need this information.
My master is rather long-lived, and she is looking for one of her children who came to this area around when I said. Hasn't heard from that child in a distressingly long period of time.
Uh-huh. Very well. I'll send a letter. I would give it a couple days, but I'll send a letter.
Thanks. Real appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Very well. Now, gentlemen, you will all have to excuse me. I have a drunken dwarf to work with. Tars, with me. And he turns around, goes in. You guys, door closes. You hear all the locks as normal. The 3 locks roll into place and start blocking the door. Oh, I forgot to mention. I said this. Your guys's bill for staying at the inn has also been footed for the next 20 days at the very least.
Excellent.
Is he just yelling that through the door?
Well, we'll say I'll retcon that. He'll say he's about to walk into the door when he says, gentlemen,
way!
I almost forgot to mention. I need you here noon in the next 20 days. Your room and board has been footed for that time period. Goodbye. And then it closes it. You hear the locks latch into place.
What was really happening is he was saying that with the door closed, and all you hear is a mumble, and we're like, huh?
What did he say?
Chocolate!
Is it the knock that Tarsh did on the door? Was it just a normal knock, or was it?
It was in very specific locations at very specific time frames and in very specific cadences.
Is it possible to remember those knocks and locations and rhythm?
I will since you didn't specifically tell me you were trying to memorize them this time, give me an intelligence check, just a general intelligence check. I'll lower the DC to effect that it was very close for you.
9.
You try and replay the sequence in your head, and all that you really remember, you do remember that it's different than the last time you saw him do it. It doesn't seem that it's a reoccurring pattern. You think about it, and you get about 2 or 3 knocks into the sequence of the 3 knock sequence, and then you just can't really remember the last bit of it. So
shave and a haircut. How does that go?
Sorry, I don't think rabbits have great memories, anyways.
As a blanket statement, I would never suggest that. I'm just kidding. But we are. But you guys are left alone. Probably around 11:30 in the morning, and the day is yours.
All right.
Fight Club?
Paid. Well, Fight Club usually happens at night, but we could maybe give it a check. I don't mind. Get a little limber. We got money, and I gotta wait a couple days before I can pursue my own goal. Anybody else want to come with?
How much gold did we get out of that mission?
100 gold pieces.
I'm a wealthy man
Plus,
already. I'm just gonna say that.
Plus the 20, Chase, I don't think you would have had this written down. Plus the 20 that you got just for making the voyage.
Okay.
I don't know if everyone wrote that down or not, but you guys were given 20 the day you left. just for making the trip, and then 100 gold pieces now for making it back with the Grimble in hand.
That puts me at 458 gold.
A lot of places to spend it in the city.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm a monk, so
Now that you've said that,
I mean, there's places that you could ask for items to be crafted, so just keep that in mind. Yes, Milo.
got a little too close of a call the last fight, so Milo's gonna go out searching to see if there's any alchemist around. Maybe find some healing potions.
Healing potions. Okay. You guys walk upstairs, and before you can walk out, one of the gentlemen who's there, that you didn't realize it at the time, is actually a gnome. Hops down, and Milo, they're slightly taller than you, but really not very much. Like the top of their head really meets the top of your ears. So they're not very much taller than you, and they say, Gentlemen, I think we have a mutual friend. But he looks around.
probably not, but go on.
Says, well, no, come here. Come here, please. Come here, please. And he just keeps looking around himself.
I stoop down to listen.
What do you need, little fella?
He looks at you, Ramshine. He's like, "Don't do that."
That was out of character.
No,
you know
I don't see this.
You didn't hear the accent.
That could have been part of
You're
your
right.
bit. I'm just kidding.
My apologies.
You did almost more of the accent when you were doing out of character than you did. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So you guys kneel down. And he says, Traellus sent me. She said that you guys could be trusted.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what is she up to nowadays? Did she get the information she was looking for?
Well, she's wanted for murder, so I didn't really get to talk to her about that.
Oh, no.
That sucks.
What happened?
For why?
Apparently she... well, listen. Apparently she broke into a noble's house and killed some of his guards. I don't know. That's
Oh, wow. Why would someone do that?
Well, listen. The point is, she told me that if I ever needed assistance with something, I could contact you guys. I need assistance with something. My name
depends on what. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. My name is Horman Erky Rin Starcase, but you can call me Cleverback. I'm the head.
No.
Sorry.
No.
Wait, what'd you say? Sorry. No? What do you mean no?
You'll just be the Nobi.
No, that's incredibly insulting. I don't appreciate that, but
they have a thing with short people. I don't get it either.
What do you mean they?
No one calls me by my actual name.
Pretty sure I've called you Milo on several occasions.
I'm pretty sure I've just never referred to you.
I feel like that hurts even more.
Listen. Call me Cleverback. That's what I go by. That's what I'm known at. I am the head jeweler at Precious Metal Works, and well, we've got a problem that I don't really want to discuss.
You seem awfully jumpy.
I don't really
Everything
like
all
open
right?
spaces. They make me feel uncomfortable.
Well, you want to take this up to... We have rooms here. Yeah, you want to take us to one of our rooms?
I'd rather just go back to Precious Metal Works where I could show you guys the problem. You guys,
okay.
I just
Okay, the lead on.
I'm good with. I want to go there. I want to check out these jewels.
Okay, so he brings you guys, and you guys walk through Coasthold into the central district and into the river district, which, if I'm not mistaken, is where I put Central Metal Works.
That's where it is now.
Yeah.
It's got 2 locations. That's how awesome of a shop it is.
It's called franchising. You wouldn't get
district. Excuse me. It's actually in the southern district. It's in the Anvil. So he leads you guys. It takes about a half hour to get into the Southern District from Old Coast Inn. And he leads you into the Anvil and up to Precious Metal Works. And the entire way there, he just keeps like every time someone's just walking on the street close to him, he kind of veers wide around them while looking at them the entire time. Kind of very skittish in the open spaces.
Guys, I think
Eyes straight. There's no one here.
So it's not that. There's clearly everyone here. What do you mean there's no one here? It's a busy city.
No one of malice.
Any one of them could just pull out a knife right there and end your life. I don't know why you say just eyes straight. That's how they get you, okay? When your eyes are one way, they get you in the back. Anyway, so...
If anyone pulls a knife on these streets, I'll know.
He says, that's great. But you aren't right there.
As I pull out a knife.
He says, look! Oh, sorry.
I'm going to put it back. I don't even have a knife. That was
why.
It was a pencil.
It's just an emote.
So he leads you guys to Precious Metal Works, and as they get in, people treat him with a deal of respect. He as soon as he walks in, you guys see his body language change a little bit as he becomes more comfortable and he's very in familiar surroundings. And people say, nod to him respectfully. Some carrying small precious jewelry pieces, rings mostly. Nod politely to him, and he leads you up to an office on the 3rd floor, as Precious Metal Works is actually quite a large building. It's one of the largest in the entire Southern District. And he leads you up to an office on the 3rd floor, and he says, all right, gentlemen, thank you. Oh, thank you for coming. I apologize that I'm a little bit jumpy. Just open spaces and crowds make me rather nervous. Please, and you see a desk with 2 chairs, but then on the other side of the room is a table with more of them. And he says, please have a seat. And he walks over there as well and gets up on a stool and takes a seat alongside you guys. If you sit down, I guess I didn't actually specify. You guys didn't actually confirm that you did that.
Yeah,
I'm fine sitting.
Yeah, I'll go ahead, take a seat.
He says, all right.
I have a question.
Yes, Dragonborn with the knife.
Is it only your back that is clever?
He says, I that's a good story. We don't really have time for it right now.
Okay, I'm gonna sit down now.
Okay. And he takes a second to collect himself. He says, what do you gentlemen know about spectators?
In
You
the
mean,
bedroom?
In what context?
In the aberration context.
Well, can I make some sort of check to see if my character would know?
Yes. Everyone who wants to try and make this check can. It would be a not an Arcana check because they're not really.
I can't wait to be bad at this.
Let's see.
I mean, not exactly a nature check either.
It's not a nature check.
I actually did think Arcana, I'd argue, would be the one that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Arcana or history.
Arcana or history. History is kind of the one I was leaning toward, but no, let's go Arcana.
Equally bad at both.
Very good.
Ditto.
I don't have a fucking
3. Total of 3.
Very good.
I got a 17.
Hey, same.
19.
Nice.
Why is
17 and
he
19. Okay.
the one that knows something?
So, well, that actually makes sense. So, Milo. Well, actually, you know what? Let's say Milo and Arhara. You guys know that spectators are a lesser variant of beholders. That they are still rather dangerous, but they don't have quite the reality warping effects of their much scarier brethren. and by brethren I mean not really brethren at all, but brethren in the sense that their classification on a table would be the same if you were to ask a scientific man of aberrations.
They're both
Will that be on the
amalgamation of
test?
floating eyes.
Yes. Yeah, they're both basically a grotesque eye with a bunch of smaller eyes on stalks looking around. And that's what you two know.
If you've played Baldur's Gate, you can release one of those from a flask.
That's scary.
That's what connected with Larry.
I know
It all
Larry
makes sense now.
Larry heard Beholder and he's like, I don't know what the fuck that is. Chase says, did you ever play Baldur's Gate? And Larry's like, oh, hell yeah.
That thing.
I guess Milo gives that information.
Okay. He says,
Maybe mansplains it a little bit.
okay. He says, correct on all accounts. What you didn't mention there is that spectators can actually be created, summoned, if you will. That's actually how they often are seen. And we did that. We actually did that a while ago. So
why would you do that?
Why?
Well, okay, all right. It wasn't me per se. I was here, but I was not a decision maker at that time. Precious Metalworks has quite a lot of, precious metals and precious gems that we have on hand, and we have a vault underground, which is where we keep most of that. And as part of the security for that vault, some of our previous members, previous heads, department heads, thought it would be a good idea to summon a spectator to protect it.
Your back must not have been involved in that decision.
I told you I was not. I was here, but I was not a part of the decision. Okay. Will we do it again? Probably. But doesn't matter. Here's the deal. Spectators, when they're summoned in the way that our previous head summoned them, are confined to a space, and they can't for the next 100 years leave that space unless they have permission. They are sent to guard it, and they are considered amicable to anyone that the summoners would allow. And as a part of the summoning, a part of the creation of this particular aberration, it was determined that anyone who had legal reason to go into the vault, that had approval from certain department heads, could go in there, and exchange items and whatnot, and materials and resources. And anyone who couldn't would be eviscerated, essentially, by the spectator. It seemed like a perfect idea at the time. They don't need sleep. They have the ability to conjure their own food and water. It has to be loyal as a part of the summoning. The problem is that was about 100 years ago, and those summonings don't, after that 100 years of service has passed, they're free to do whatever they want, it turns out. And that 100 years ends in about 3 days.
Well, hold on.
What do you mean it turns out? It's in the contract.
It is. Again, I wasn't a part of that decision.
So what you're telling me is that not you, but your company decided to summon a sentient being.
Yes.
Suppress its free will for 100 years.
Yes.
And then they realize that the time is almost up, and I assume that this thing is relatively violent when not under your direct control.
Well, so luckily, there hasn't been an attempt to steal things from the vault in the last 80 years. The one time that there was, it got real violent. We were cleaning up that cell for a long time. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could say that while it hasn't shown violence, it definitely talks about it a lot, specifically towards us.
And you guys had no plan in place on what to do once its contract was up and, it got free will again?
our plan was always to terminate it. The plan wasn't to terminate it at a time of war when most of the good fighters are, well, not here.
Not cool, bro. Not cool.
Well, listen, we could talk about the ethics and the poor decision-making of my predecessors till we're blue in the face, but the fact still remains that if we don't do something about it soon, and by soon, I mean in about the next 72, really 64 hours, that thing's gonna get loose, and it's gonna kill a lot of people, including my proteges, my apprentices, everyone that I've hired in, and has spent a long time developing their careers at Precious Metalworks, and they're innocent. I mean, most of them weren't even, well, okay, and there's some dwarves who've been around for a long time. Most of the humans weren't even alive when this thing happened. I'd say none of the humans that are currently here were alive. I don't think we have any 100-year-old humans. You humans tend to die a lot quicker than we do.
Okay, let's get down to business then.
Talk rewards.
Terms of the contract.
Okay. We are willing to offer 100 gold pieces for every individual.
Of the summoning contract.
What do you mean?
For the spectator.
What about it?
What's in the contract? What are the terms? Information.
I've read it. The spectator is to stay in the vault security room, the antechamber that it's been in the last 100 years. Can't leave that antechamber. And essentially, anyone who walks in and says this person, there are certain people, myself included, at this company that it cannot attack. And if that person walks in with another individual and says that individual has permission to enter the vaults, it can attack them. So essentially, I'd walk in, I would say, you have permission to be here, and then I would walk out, and you guys would deal with the problem. I can guarantee you, because self-defense was always we couldn't in the summoning, we couldn't say that it doesn't have the ability to self-defend. It does, even if it was one, except we weren't the ones who summoned it. I don't know. Maybe that's something to fix for the next time. We should look into that.
So I'm going to say right now that if you at least want my help with this, as much as you may be a friend of Traellus, I can't condone you doing this again.
Well, that's fine. You don't have to condone it.
No,
all you really have to do is not condone the death of dozens of innocent smiths and jewelers who work here if this thing gets loose.
I have a question.
Okay.
Does the city guard know about this spectator?
Of course. Yeah.
Insight check.
I was just about to say it too. I couldn't get to my mic fast enough.
Everyone may make an insight check. Go ahead.
Insight check that tiny little liar. Or I assume tiny little liar.
17.
Yeah. 21.
19.
Okay, everyone beat him. What you guys determine is he's not entirely lying. It's probable that at some point a member of the guard knew. And that when it was summoned, the Lord Commander of the Guard was probably made aware. That was 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he told the truth, but
yeah, because of course we told the guard. Of course the guard knew.
Yeah, I get the feeling that you're not being 100% truthful here. Does the guard currently know about the spectator?
Listen, races have a wide variance of age ranges and whatnot. Who's to say that there wasn't one guard here when we told them that's still alive? And
so if we go ask the guard today,
who on the guard? I mean, a random guard walking the street probably doesn't know.
I mean, obviously, we would go to their headquarter building and talk to someone
I don't know what records they keep on us, okay? Maybe they do know. Okay, listen. What it boils down to is that if we don't do something, my friends and coworkers are going to die. You can either let that happen, or you can help us deal with the problem and get handsomely paid in the process.
So
I am handsome and do like getting paid.
So I have a question.
Yes.
What kind of items do you make here?
Precious Metalworks is responsible for many of our of the finest items that you can find in the across the city. Mostly jewelry, mostly fashion over function. You won't find armor being made here, except for occasionally a ceremonial piece. But we have a high reputation for our craftsmanship in our rings, our diadems,
anything
necklaces.
enchanted or magical?
On occasion.
That's what I was just going to ask.
On occasion, it is quite
Do
expensive.
you enchant in house?
We do.
Do you have a ring of punch harder?
We could negotiate such a thing. It might be expensive.
I mean,
how expensive is all of you dying?
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say.
See, here's my issue.
Why don't you just ask? Ask what you're going to ask for compensation, and let's come to an understanding.
Out of character, I don't have enough research on magical items and stuff. So
we want magic.
The funny thing about magic items is the DM could just
make it happen,
make them exist.
So I was gonna hopefully rely on you, Jacob, to at least come up with something that my paladin could use. That's all. I don't know. I don't know much about magical items.
There are
as far as like official magic items, especially since he said no armor, but typically jewelry. For you, honestly, a ring of protection, +1 to AC and all saves. Boom.
Yeah, okay.
That's just.
Sounds
That's just. Honestly, that's one of those good for anybody items.
Yeah.
There are not many, if any, good magic monk items. That's why I said ring of punch harder.
Yeah, you're not wrong. As for official monk items, like official items just for monks, the only thing I can think of would be like the insignia of claws, which was released in a specific module that's supposed to give like +1 to unarmed, like specifically buff unarmed by +1. And I think Fizzbands had. Oh, actually, Fizzbands actually has a decent one. It's something that lets you, like, as an action or bonus action, recover a certain number of key points.
So it turns out 99% of magic items are armor or weapons, which the monk uses none of.
That is correct. So we are kind of at the mercy of the DM's custom.
I was here to offer you guys 100 gold pieces each. 500 if you're looking for a ring of protection, which we could make for you, given a little bit of time. I would be able to offer you that in lieu of the gold.
I'm good with that.
1 ring of protection in lieu of all of your payouts.
Oh.
So here's my issue with that.
Like, how much is a ring of protection normally?
It's about 5,000 gold pieces.
That's a really good deal.
or I say that it's and this is what I say out of game here. 5e was really horrendous on its magic item pricing list.
Yeah,
a ring of protection is a rare item. I would honestly say that rings are some of the best equipment you can get because they don't prevent you from using other items. You can literally have 10 of them and they're not single-use items. So I would say that a ring of protection would be at that near that max range. Yes.
So 10 if they don't require attunement, which I believe the ring of protection does.
It might. Let's see.
A lot of the good magic items require attunement.
Yeah. Ring of...
And you're allowed 3 attuned items?
You're allowed 3 unless you're an artificer, which
It
does-
has the capacity of having more.
It does require attunement. So even then, yeah, you could theoretically have 10 if at most, if none of them require attunement, or if at most 3 of them do.
Yeah.
Rings are really high on that spectrum. So I'm going to say that it's certainly between that $4,000 to $5,000 price range if you were to just go and purchase one from a
Right.
craftsman. So what he's saying is essentially he'll forego the 500 gold piece payment and say, we will make you a single ring of protection.
I'm perfectly content with that. Out of character, like, that's an insane deal, and I'm fine with that.
Out of character, I'm also good with that.
Well, it's for your character, so I imagine you would.
I just I didn't.
I mean, yeah, you're technically
Slap-
the
You're
tank.
the one that asked for it.
Slap it on the tank.
Fair
I
enough.
mean,
As
yeah,
much
putting
as
it on
we
the
all
tank
could,
is really
yeah,
nice.
as much as we could all benefit from it,
I
I'm
would-
fine with. Yeah,
And
I
I
don't
do
see us
have-
talking to DM into more, but
I do have magic items for you guys, like planned in the future, but
I imagine that
you
you
guys
do.
negotiated for this for you guys, and this is
Yeah, I'm fine with
this was perfectly good role play, so I'm going to allow. He will offer without a persuasion roll, a single ring of protection in lieu of the 500 gold piece reward.
Yeah, out of character, perfectly fine with that.
yeah, out of character is perfectly fine, and I don't plan on trying to screw that up in character. There's just some stuff that Ranshaw would like to say.
You
Okay.
guys-
You can still berate the man.
yeah.
So this is
So-
his offer to you guys. He says,
Yeah.
I was offering you a total of 500 gold pieces, but if it means the safety of my friends, co-workers, and apprentices, Precious Metalworks is willing to offer you a single ring of protection, handcrafted by us, the finest smiths and jewelers in the kingdom and possibly the coast. If you can successfully dispatch the spectator in our security vault.
These terms are acceptable to me.
Right. I'm perfectly fine with foregoing the gold in exchange for that ring, but before I officially accept, I just gotta say, man, if the safety of your coworkers and yourself is so important to you, I would really recommend once we finish this job, don't do something stupid like this, man. Not a good idea. Really not a good idea because it's just going to come up again.
Even in 100 years, if it's not your problem, it's someone's.
It might I will take that under advisement, considering the last time it wasn't my idea to begin with, and now it is my problem. I do
See?
understand where you gentlemen are coming from. And I'm not here to debate ethics with you all. If there's
Fair
a better,
enough.
we will look into a better way to protect our vault. I would say that what it protects down there is not the livelihood of a thriving business, but the livelihood of the men and women who work for us as well. So
Alright.
I do understand y'all's perspective, and I do think that we will look into alternative means, but it has served its purpose, and I think perhaps now, gentlemen, I will show you to the vault, and we'll deal with what happens.
As we're walking to the vault,
Yes.
one last question about the contract. So does it only get self-defense rights once it's been harmed, or if it senses malice, may it attack?
It's tough to say. We've never tested that theory. I would probably say
Goody.
that I would err on the side of caution is how I will respond to you.
That being said, do you know where we can get quite a few barrels of fire wine?
Fire wine.
He says, I don't. That is a peculiar request and one that we don't dabble in.
Or Gunpowder? Does gunpowder exist?
Now,
Powder that go
Fish,
boom?
I don't think it's a good idea to blow up the vault.
I imagine it's sturdy. It's a vault.
It is a
The
vault.
issue is,
It's
if I'm not,
underground.
it is beneath this building, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, it could damage,
They didn't
foundations, cause
blast-proof
issues.
the vault? Is the vault blast-proof?
He looks at you and says, I mean, it's underground. It's blast proof in the sense that, I mean, I don't know, 100 years ago we didn't really build it for explosives. I don't know if I mean, it's built to defend against your average thief in a well-protected city. I don't know if the city were to be abandoned and an entire and for some reason they didn't just walk in the front door, if a sapper couldn't, dig down deep enough and blow their way into the vault, probably. I apologize. I'm a jeweler. I'm not an architect or an engineer.
Get better.
He looks at you, Ara, and he says, "Why don't you guys go down there and think and figure out if you can do it yourselves? I don't know what to tell you guys."
Okay, yeah. We'll go take a look.
Okay.
We're doing this old school.
Okay. So he leads you guys down to the second floor, down to the base floor, down even one more floor, where you guys see several what appears to be accounting offices. You pass several smiths teaching apprentices on how to produce certain items. Several teams polishing various diadems and rings, bracelets. You see a few necklaces. And you get down to
see the ring that they're possibly going to make the ring of protection.
I mean, you couldn't know what all these rings are. There's several that are very clearly what you would expect a to-do aristocrat to purchase for their for a wedding. There are several just very basic ones that are certainly expensive, but not certainly out of the conversation for wealthier citizenry, as opposed to nobility or aristocracy. But you guys, without the expertise, have really no idea to even start assigning dollar amounts. Or because they're all being polished, they're all brand new. You can't even really look at one and say that's got to be magical or enchanted because it looks pristine and it's been in pristine environment. These are brand new items being polished and prepared for sale. But you guys make it past those being cleaned, and you're at a basement floor, and then you descend even more steps. And there are two guards.
As we're on our way down, I do want to take note of the condition of like all the walls and like how deep we are going.
Okay.
And
go ahead and make me an investigation check.
Oh boy. Do the thing. Oh, that's not bad. 18.
So, given how far down you have an understanding of the base level of a building, and that the basement is probably, the floor of the basement is probably about 8, maybe 9 feet below street level. And then you descend more stairs, which you would guess you descend an additional 12 to 15 feet. So by your best you probably think that you've actually descended about another 20 to 25 feet. So you're anywhere from, by your estimate, 25 to 34 feet underground.
Oh, that's easy money.
At the base of the stairs. You come to 2 sets of double doors, or rather, excuse me, a set of double doors that are just shrouded in darkness. There are not any currently lit torches down here. And on the way down the stairs, there were actually crystals on wooden sticks, that small wands. And on this, when Cleverback picks up one of the wands, he taps it twice and says, "Illuminate," and it shines light. And he goes, "Ugh, oh, I always do that." And then he walks down the stairs and guides you guys down the stairs to the door. He says, "All right, gentlemen, are you sure you're ready for this?"
Well, it's not going to attack immediately per the contract, so let's
And in
gander.
your head, Chase, you hear, "No, I'm not going to attack immediately."
Oh, that's what you meant by talk.
What? Did someone say something?
Milo, you hear, "No, no one said anything."
I don't like it. It's gotta go.
All right, sorry. Somebody was screaming. I thought someone was going on. So give me
I'm
the last 30
screaming. I'm just kidding. No,
We
you're
walk
good.
downstairs. That's basically
it.
what you
You
meant.
guys have an You guys,
Is there like a wooden door that we're going through?
yes, there's a set of double doors that essentially it's very dark. Cleverback is holding up like a small little wand that appears to have the light cantrip cast on it. And he said, "Are you guys ready to do this?" And then Milo and Mon started to say things in response to something, but you're not hearing anything.
Okay, I would just like to kick in the door.
He's in the process of opening the door for us.
So you do.
Can I stop him?
Make.
I'm not falling for it this time. We felt this with Josh. We're not doing this again.
So Milo, you see Arhara starting to wind up. Arhara, make me a. Actually, you know what? What's your passive? What's your dex? What's your passive strength?
It would be. I got a 18 strength, so it would be.
So 14. Okay. Milo, make me a dexterity check.
Check. Pow. Damn. 8.
Nuts.
8. Okay. So Milo, you see Ara like gathering himself to kick through this door, and you try and stop him with your hands, but you just as an individual aren't very talkative, and so you don't actually say anything. You just try and stop him, and there's just too much force, and he kicks the door. Make me a strength check, Larry.
I rolled a 9, so that would be 13.
Okay. The doors remain where they are, as you make contact, and they are much thicker than you had originally anticipated. And Cleverback looks at you and he goes, "I can just open it for you. Like, what are you doing?"
Why?
It's a long story. All right, go ahead.
Okay. And you, Arha, in your head, you say, "Yes, Arha. Why?"
Milo's gonna step back
Okay.
away from the
um,
front.
Cleverback walks up and he holds the light onto the wooden doors, and you guys catch kind of at areas of it that glimmer whenever the light passes by it. And he goes, "Aha." And he's small, but he is able to reach up and touch certain areas of the door, and you hear as he just pushes the door open very smoothly at that point. And as he enters, you guys, the wand that he's holding, he says, "All right," taps it once and says, taps it once and says, "Deluminate," and it stops. As when he opens the doors, the chamber you guys enter is filled with bright light. There are several torches. Hold on.
Torches.
Transition.
Nice dissolve.
Yeah.
So there are several torches on this wall here, around this area. As you enter what appears to be a 50 by 50 foot worked stone, the walls and the ceiling have all been worked, and they're rather smooth, not completely, but rather smooth. Area. Above you, you guys see a wooden balcony that moves around the entire length of the room. That's about 15 feet above your head. From your vantage point, you can't really see, but the spectator floats down a little bit and says, "Welcome, my friends. I'm young Cleverback. You're here as well. I can't wait. In 3 days, Cleverback, you and I will have so much fun together." And what you guys notice is that you're hearing this, but the spectator's mouth is not moving. This is 100% happening in your head.
Whoa.
I'm used to it.
Don't know how I feel about the non-consensual mental intrusion, man.
He says, yes, I don't know how I feel about the non-consensual murder you're about to try and commit. But here we are.
I have psionic mind, remember? That's why I said I'm used to it.
That's right. Okay, I thought you were making an out-of-character joke. I was like, okay.
Are these stairs?
Yes, those are stairs. So he says, I can't wait. 3 days' time, and I will gorge myself on the blood of these smiths. And
Is there any way that you could be convinced not to do that? Peaceably?
He drifts up to the ceiling, and he says, "No!" And in fact, Cleverback, I suggest you get out of here before it gets very dark. And he blows out what was essentially the chandelier up here, and the room goes dark. The torches on the walls are bright light for about 5 feet, and then they cast dim light for an additional 20 feet. But the center of the room and the entire area of the balcony is completely dark light. Everyone roll me initiative.
Fun!
Me not like it.
And while we do that, let's get the initiative, and then let's go ahead and take our quick break, and we'll come back and do the combat after the break.
Okay.
Initiative.
Ready when you are, Chief.
All right, let's do this. Ahura, have you rolled?
17.1.
17.1. Very good. Mon.
Nice.
22. 21.
21. All right, because you have the +4. Milo.
24.9.
0.9. Okay, very good. Ranshaw.
Bringing up the rear with just a meager 16.4.
16.4. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead, and we're making really good time here, so let's go ahead and call it a 12-minute break. We will be back at 9:40. I'm sorry, that'd be 22 minutes. 9:35. Give Tarax a chance to join us here. But we'll be back, and until then, enjoy this message from future me. Hello everyone, hope you're having a wonderful time and enjoying the video. If you are, please hit that like and subscribe button so you never miss an episode of either the regular sessions or any of our other tabletop series that we're going to start coming out with, or the weekly lore entries while this season runs. Also, please be sure to check the description of this video and support our players by going to their individual channels and checking them out. We have all the links in the description. Again, though, hope you're enjoying this. We'll get you back to the action. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys all season long. Thank you. All right, we are back. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed Future Me's message. You missed a rousing conversation about as many nuts as can be put in your mouth, as well as which jam to butter your biscuit with, or to jam up your biscuit with, I guess. I don't know. But we are back, and we left off right as the spectator floated up to the ceiling of this room and blew out the large flame that was being held in the chandelier, turning the entire section up here pitch black. And down here, the center of the room, very dark. But there's bright light out to 5 feet from each one of these torches, and dim light for an additional 15 feet. So total radius of 20 feet. At this point, Cleverback says, "Good luck," and he closes the doors.
He's out of here.
And you just hear in your heads, "Run, Cleverback! I'll be with you shortly." And at that point, I did ask you guys to roll me initiative. Milo, Mon, Arhra, and Ranshaw. That is the order that we will go in tonight. The spectator rolled pitiful. So Milo, you are up first.
Okay. Milo. I don't know. Bonus action. I'm gonna get this one day.
Zephyr.
Zephyr.
Zephyr Strike.
Zephyr Strike.
Zephyr Strike.
Get that additional 30
Okay.
feet. And hopefully that gets me up the stairs.
Okay. Go ahead and move your character. Also, I will say, you guys, you notice a 20-foot pole just kind of on the ground here with what looks to be a little bit of pitch at its tip.
Sorry, Zips Up Pants.
There's pitch on the end of it. You should have an apothecary take a look at that.
Yours doesn't lead?
What is my spellcasting ability modifier?
As a paladin,
Charisma.
what he said.
Okay.
And up here you said it is dark.
It is pitch black.
All right, so.
But you have dark vision. And what you notice, so that it's about 15 feet off of the ground, and there's an additional 15 feet above you, giving you the impression that the total height of this room is about 30 feet.
Okay.
You can see that. No one else can see that. This isn't the height you're looking for.
So being that it is dark up here with Umbral's sight, if this creature uses dark vision to see, I am considered invisible to it.
Okay. That's good to know. I mean, kind of.
Hooray for Gloomstalker features.
Yep.
Suddenly, the
I
light
guess
is gone.
since I feel threatened, I'm going to threat it back by shooting some arrows at it.
Okay.
There we go. Does Milo get advantage?
Yes.
Oh, good call.
Technically. It doesn't technically say that it has. I was rereading its telepathy, and it doesn't seem to technically say that it knows where the entities it's communicating telepathically with are. So I'll give it to you. I don't believe it does anyway.
First strike would be a 14 to hit.
That will hit.
So you need no. That's an 8. 11 points piercing.
Okay.
Second strike. And that's a dirty 20
Okay, that will hit.
with another 11 points of piercing.
Dang.
And why is everything popping on my screen all of a sudden? And 6 points of force.
Okay.
Oh wait,
Okay.
there's more.
But wait.
Or now. And we'll
Another
know.
7 points of piercing.
Sheesh.
And that's from the
Dread Ambusher.
Dread Ambusher.
I get an
Okay.
additional damage.
Okay.
And then the force was from the Zephyr strike.
Zephyr Strike.
Damn it. I'm just going to write that down. Zephyr.
You're a rabbit and you have fur.
Zephyr.
Zephyr.
It's French.
Yep, and that's going to end it for me.
Okay. All right. That is your turn. Mon, we are at you, and then Arha.
Well, since we're already attacking it, I imagine the pole has a light on it, and that's...
It's kind of smoldering.
So it has to be lit.
I'll walk over here and grab it and light the chandelier.
Well, so you'll grab it. We'll call that a action to interact. Actually, we'll just call that the free action to... It's not that hard to... It is unwieldy. And because it's unwieldy, it does make everything kind of difficult terrain to make sure that you get it to move it around. It is a token chase. You can actually click on it and drag it with you.
Okay.
So I'll let you
Fancy.
move.
So very, very center, like here is the chandelier.
You would imagine so. Yes, you can't actually see.
Well, but I saw it when we walked in, right?
You saw light coming from the ceiling, and you would imagine it's from the center of the room.
Did we not watch him blow the thing out? Isn't that part of your cinematic?
He did that. He did that from your guys' perspective underneath here. You may not have necessarily seen it. It's only 10 feet. Yeah, 10 feet, 15 feet high. Yeah, actually, the angle of sight there works. Yes, you're correct. You know where it is.
Okay.
It's a 20-foot pole. However, when you walked in, that from the ground level, you're not going to have the height to reach it.
Okay. So goodness gracious, these bubbles. So I started here, correct?
Yes, I believe so. So 10 feet to get there.
Yeah. And then I have the thing, and then while holding it, I have half movement because of difficult terrain.
Correct.
So 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Yeah, sure. We'll just hang out here for now, I suppose.
Okay.
You haven't used your bonus action. You can bonus
You
action
have.
a dash.
I could, but I'm gonna get up there and not be able to see, so I don't know how much that's gonna help me.
Okay. All right, that's his turn.
I will go ahead and do it, I suppose,
Okay.
and get as far as I can. What do I see once I get, or what do I not see once I get up here?
Nothing. You can't really see anything, although you would be here on these stairs if you want to move everything over. If not, no big deal. It is pitch black. You can.
Is this where the stairs ends?
So the black spot is where it'll pick up over here.
Ooh.
So essentially, this corner is a little landing.
Yep.
And then there's an additional few feet of stairs up here to get you the full 15 feet up.
But the smolders on this is not enough to shed light.
It's enough. Okay. It's enough for you to know where it is in this room. You can spot it in the dark. And there's a little bit of a glow from down, from below the balcony, from where the light sheds from these torches. So you know the edges of the balcony. But you can't even really see Milo in front of you. There's kind of a silhouette in the background, but because he's so small and you don't have dark vision, you are vaguely aware of his presence. But you're
okay.
not
I'm going to try to feel my way. I mean, I have more movement. Might as well try to use it.
Okay. Yep, you can get to the edge there. Absolutely.
So here is 25.
Okay. And I would say you could use your action to try and light up the chandelier if you would like.
I will try to swing it over there.
Okay. Make me a athletics check at disadvantage.
Specifically athletics?
Yes, specifically athletics.
Would you like to reconsider?
No. Not on this one. I would like athletics on this one to control the elongated staff.
It's going to be a 5.
Not enough, unfortunately.
I would.
So you kind of jet it out there and just blindly kind of stab at it, and unfortunately, it is you don't make contact. Arhra, you are up, and then we're coming to Ranshaw.
Okay, I'm going to cast Heroism.
Okay. You do that. You do that thing.
And then I get temporary hit points equal to my spellcasting ability modifier, so 4 hit points.
Okay, great. And I believe that is a concentration. Is that a concentration? Yep, up to 1 minute.
Okay, and then I'm going to move to the center of the room.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay, very good.
Do I see anything?
You don't have dark vision, I don't think.
No.
That you do not see anything. You're looking up, and it might as well be the night sky.
Sweet.
On a starless night. Although you do kind of see this flickering red-orange light dancing around as Mon tries to poke something out there with a stick.
Gotcha.
Ranshaw, you are up.
All right. Well, so knowing that 2 of my party members can't see very well in the dark and have done, I mean, one of them trying to do something about it. I would like to. These torches on the wall, are they like behind any sort of protective barriers, or are they just kind of free?
They're
free
on
burning?
sconces. Yep.
Gotcha. Cool. I'd like to dig out a torch from my explorer's pack and light it.
We'll call that an action. We'll call that a full action to do so, but you can do that.
Okay. Yep. Cool.
To dig around in your pack and then get it lit.
Yep.
It's about 3
cool.
seconds.
So, hang on. The inner circle is bright light. The outer circle is dim light, according to the rules.
20 and 20.
Yep, 20 and 20. So 5 feet there, 10, 15, 20. Because I don't think I can hop over the banister here. 25.
Did you add circles to your character? Because I do not have permission to see them.
35. Oh, you
I'll
can't.
get it. I'll
Gosh
get it.
darn it.
I'll get
Thank
it. Just
you.
keep moving.
Yep, 35. 40. Bonus action dash. 5. 10. 15. 20. 25. There we go. There we go. Behold.
Can you see it now, Chase?
I sure can. Thank you.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna need you to turn it up a little bit.
Technically, some would be spilling down, but
Yeah.
you'd see the light above you.
All right, it does reveal the spectator in front of everyone. And when it does this, you hear, "Ah, there's the one who shot the arrows at me."
Well, of course.
Sorry, Milo.
All right,
You got your fun in the dark.
spectator's turn. And he says, "Ah, yes." So what he's gonna do? He is going to point one of his eye stalks at you, Milo, and he says, "And the one who with the light. I don't like the light." And he points another one at you.
I don't like it.
Milo, he is going to. I need you to make me a strength saving throw. Ranshaw.
Okay.
I'm gonna say you can't do that. Ranshaw, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Cool.
Milo.
Strength save. 22.
22, really?
Hot dang.
That's
rolled
damn
real good.
All right. Milo, you start to feel yourself being lifted off of the ground. But then you are able to kind of resist, put digging your paws into the banister, or the banister and the balcony before you, and you resist that and are able to stay planted.
No. I don't like to be lifted.
Dexterity rolled kind of low, but at least I got a decent save bonus. So 13.
13 will just make it. So you'll take half of this damage.
Oh no.
13 will just make.
When do I get evasion again? Not this level.
As a beam of fire pours out at you, a ray of scorching hot energy, you will take 6 points of fire damage. That's already reduced. I reduced that.
Hot. Thank you. Ow.
And then.
Ow.
I can't reduce that yet.
And you guys see the beholder try and get as high as he can into the center of the room.
I'm sorry, beholder?
Spectator.
I was going to say, that's not what we signed up for. We're going to have to renegotiate the pay. If we're taking out a beholder, we all get a ring.
Yeah. And it's a bulbous form, but right now he's about 10 feet up. It's a bulbous form, but he's about 10 feet above where you guys are standing and 10 feet over, essentially. 5 to 10 feet over.
Which he can only go about another 5 feet up.
He can't really go any more than that. What I mean is he's a large creature. He's bulbous.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That's about as he can't go any further up, but he still manages to be at the bottom of his form, about 10 feet away from the balcony. That's what I'm saying there.
You need to drink of water.
Huh?
You need to drink of water.
I've got hiccups. Water is not gonna.
I've noticed.
I need to hold my breath.
Place on the diaphragm.
Milo, you're up, and then Mon.
He keeps kicking me in the dick.
That was meant to scare you. Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I'm being stupid.
All right, sorry, but I do have a better one.
Welcome.
Holy.
What do you want to do, Milo?
Mila's going to Hunter's Mark.
Okay. Bonus action, Hunter's Mark.
And then...
No.
Get on this side.
I believe in you.
And take a strike.
Okay. Roll to hit.
A 23.
That will hit.
It is 7, 11 piercing.
11 piercing. All right. Okay.
And that's going to end my turn.
Okay. All right. Mon, we are at you, and then we're coming to Arhara.
Seeing as I can see,
Yes.
Seeing.
I'm going to quickly, in the heat of the moment, cue song, swap to this is now a pole vault.
Okay.
So we're holding it
We are
up.
going to make
We're gonna
this.
reverse grip it. Now we're
Uh-huh.
holding it down.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to pole vault onto the not beholder.
Okay. Make me an athletics check for the pole vault.
Why do you hate me?
I'm sorry to say it's what we're doing here.
It's like normally you're like you do or acrobatics, whatever you.
You'll
prefer,
need
and
an
then-
acrobatics too, but just to use the pole vote. Okay.
7.
7. Okay.
That's what you got last time.
No, it's not. I got 5 last time.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna say.
Oh no.
It doesn't go well, but you're able to launch onto it. You get the feeling it might have been easier just to jump onto him, but that's beside the point. What I'm going to say is you can now make a acrobatics check. You're able to try and hold on, but I'm going to raise the DC as a result of the acrobatics check pretty high. So the failed athletics check pretty high. So go ahead and roll me the acrobatics check, and we'll see if this works out for you.
Okay. It probably didn't.
You should go buy Zeiss.
That is a 14 total.
The DC was 23.
Oh gosh.
So you were able to pole vault on, but unfortunately the pole slips, and you are able to kind of grab onto his eye, but he just stop it, and he moves his eye around, and you're not able to hold on. So you do fall, we'll say 20 feet. So you will take five points of fall damage, of bludgeoning damage, and we'll put you right here. Next to Arhla. If you can see me, go ahead and move your token, please.
I'm working on it. I have to move the
Sure.
thing.
Okay. And yes, the pole does fall down, and you could try that again if you needed to, but again, athletics check is going to be required to actually make the pole vault. Do you have anything I would call that your movement? So you still have, I'd say you still have an action and a bonus action.
How far is he up above me?
Currently, about 30 feet, 20 feet, excuse me, about 25 feet, really.
Uno momento.
Mm-hmm.
If you still have your action and bonus action, if you use both for dashing, you can move 60 feet, since you'll have to use at least 20 movement to stand up from prone. But
Well, I guess while I'm laying on my back, I'm just gonna yell "fuck you" and breathe a line 30 foot.
hey,
Fire.
there we
Okay.
go.
All right,
Yeah!
what's the check? I like that. Is it a dex check?
Yep.
Dex. Okay.
Dex save.
Dex save. That
There you go.
is an 18.
Um.
It saves.
Yeah, I can't imagine that
Yeah.
doesn't save. But that'll be
What is
half
my?
damage.
What is it checking against for me?
DC 14. You have a DC 14.
It should be
Okay.
con plus proficiency. 8 plus con plus proficiency, if I'm not mistaken.
Wisdom, actually,
Wisdom, excuse me.
Okay.
because this is
Um,
the monk feature, not
All
a
right.
dragon.
Well, he
That's
will
right,
take
that's right.
half damage, dealing two times martial arts elemental damage.
Yeah,
Your martial
so
arts die, which should be a D6.
Yeah, yep,
Okay,
so
so
you
I'm
roll
really
2d6 and he'll take
Okay.
half.
Yes.
Yep.
Sorry, this is worded really, really weird in this app. All right, he will take.
Wow.
Oh, well,
Oh, hey, at least you rolled max.
he'll take 6.
He'll take 6. All right. Wow. All right, and that is that's your action. You could bonus action to dash to stand up and get at least 20 feet if you would like. I'll leave that up to you.
Sure.
Yeah, doesn't super
5,
feel great,
10,
but at least
15, 20. Well, apparently pole vaulting doesn't take any finesse.
it does. It's just it also takes strength and coordination, and I stand by my decision.
Stuff.
All right, Arhura, you are up, and then we're coming to Ranshaw.
Okay. I had seen him fall, and
You gotta remember, this is
You
all
just-
happening in like
you just see-
6 seconds.
you just see plop, and then just fuck you as fire comes up.
oh well, okay.
And you immediately start running again.
Back up into the darkness.
Note to self: when Monkish is hit hard enough, he breathes fire.
Okay.
I like the idea that there's 2 Dragonborns in this party. 4 of the party members can breathe fire though. One of them can breathe fire because he's a Dragonborn and also because he's a monk. It's weird. It's bizarre.
Oh, that's true. I can't breathe fire.
I can't breathe fire.
Well, okay, you have a breath weapon. Excuse me. You guys have a breath weapon of some type, and one of you has 2 breath weapons.
Okay. All right. I am going to cast Sacred Flame on him. Oh, wait. Can I see him now since there's light?
You can. Yes, there's enough light that you see him kind of bobbing out from the chandelier.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame.
There
Okay.
we go.
Dex save. That is a 15, which I do believe should be best your saving throw.
It just says Dexterity saving throw.
8 plus proficiency plus your charisma modifier.
So 8.
8 plus 2 plus your mod.
8, 10, 14.
14. Okay, he rolled a 15, so he saves.
Cool.
Sacred Flame is a cantrip, so there will be no damage. All right, that is your action. Do you have anything else you'd like to do?
I guess I'm going to move up the stairs.
Okay. Which set of stairs?
Well,
Decisions.
a diagonal is 10 feet.
It's 5 feet initially, unless you go, and then a second diagonal is an additional 5 feet.
Okay.
As long as the diagonal's in the same direction as the
5,
first.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yeah, so 5 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Yes, correct. There you go. All right, that's your turn. Ranshaw, you are up.
All right. So, is this thing bumping against the ceiling?
It's not like rubbing its head up against it, but it's real close. Like it knows it's been here 100 years, and it is like it knows exactly how high it can get without touching that ceiling.
Cool. All right. So gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Get nice and close to it. And then I'm gonna bonus action. I would like to attempt to face step on it, near it. Basically, I want to face step to it and then, latch on.
Okay. Make me same thing with Chase. Once you actually made contact with it, an acrobatics check.
Yep. Ooh, 19 on the die. 25.
25 total. Yeah,
Yep.
And you are able to maintain grip on the torch with it as well. I was making that an additional requirement. With that roll though, you're able to do both, and you grab onto one of the eye stalks, and just like
excellent.
Like, hey man, I tried to be nice about this, and I'm gonna punch him right in the eye.
Okay.
Wham.
We're gonna call that flavor text. Otherwise, I call it a crowd
Right.
shot.
Right, no, right, fair enough. But I'm going to make an unarmed strike at him.
Okay.
With my action. Oh, that is an 18 to hit.
That will hit.
Hey, all right. D6 of damage. 4 plus 4, 8. 8 points of damage. Just
okay.
Wham.
All right. And he looks at you. He says, "Oh, enough!" And he tries to lower the stock to take a bite at you. I'm gonna call the bite attack at disadvantage.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because you can kind of resist it. That will only be. Yeah. No, that won't work. As you are just able to nope. You put one leg on his jaw, actually.
Yeah, just like, yeah.
And he tries to grab you with his tongue, and you just keep stepping on his tongue as it comes up.
Yeah.
And he's like,
there we go.
Fine. And he points 2 of his eye stalks at you, point blank range.
Yay!
Which I'm going to say, because of that point blank range, that your saves are going to be made at disadvantage.
Okay.
So let's see what he fires at you. I'm going to say he can't fire telekinesis ray at you because that's the stock you're holding on to. But the others are fair game. So let's see what it be. I need a dex save at disadvantage.
Right.
Can't do it again. Pick anything else, D4. That's 3 2s in a row. Very good, D4. Try anything else. There we go. I need a dex save first and then a constitution save, both at disadvantage.
Well, I kind of wish that this was the roll for Dex because it was really good. Because at disadvantage, my lowest was a 17 plus 6 or 23.
Okay.
The Constitution makes me far more scared.
Yes.
Okay, so
That
you pass.
said,
Okay. Got it.
Oh, they are both 12. Plus 2 for 14.
14. Okay, that will save. First off, you take 8 points of fire damage as you get blasted with the fire once again.
I do not like that thing. It hurts.
And then you get burned, and you're like, it burns. And then you can feel your muscles tensing up.
Uh-oh.
As you start to stiffen, every joint and muscle in your body starts to stiffen, and you start to lose control. But you fight it off just in time to grab back onto the eye stalk and keep yourself from falling off of him.
Okay, I need to not be here for long.
And then he floats away. He rotates to try and interpose you and you from the direction. So he moves into this corner and tries to put you interpose you in between an additional shot. Is his idea.
Is his idea? Oh, look at there! He just put the bunny in the dark. Yay!
Oops.
Oh,
That-
shit.
He's not worried about it at the moment.
He should be.
All right, Milo, it is in fact your turn, and then we're coming to Mon.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. All right, let's do this.
Don't worry about me as a body shield. It's fine.
I'm firing.
I trust you, Milo.
The arrow's hitting something.
uh,
I never miss. You just don't know what my target was.
23.
That will hit. I'll do.
There we go.
And another 11.
Dang.
That's damage.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Is that with Hunter's Mark?
That's with the hunter's mark.
Okay.
I didn't do so great on
I was like, man, you're rolling
The
real
bow.
good on those D8s.
All right. And that's your turn. Do you want to move or anything?
put myself in a corner.
Okay. All right, Mon, you're up, and then Ara, we're coming to you.
All right.
All right. So 5, 10, 15. So if I'm here, or I guess here, like
Yes, yes, I see where you're.
is this that diagonal a mode of travel for me?
No, there's a banister.
Okay.
Here, moving it up. Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20.
Now, I would say that you could cut across, like from
Okay,
where
I
you're
can
currently
head
standing to
up
here to
now.
here. Yes.
Okay. What did I say? 5, 10, 15, 20. 25, 30, 35, 40. I will go ahead and I will bonus action dash.
Okay.
That will get me to Mr. Man.
He will. Now, he is technically 10 feet above where your feet are. How tall is your character? Is like 6 foot?
6'8".
6'8", yeah. So you can kind of jump up to punch, and I won't say that it imposes disadvantage or anything, but just to keep in your head for whatever you're planning, you're still technically about 3 foot lower than him.
The plan is going to be to jump up, and does he actually have 4 eye stalks?
Yes, he does.
I'm going to attempt to grab
Yes.
2.
To grab
Like
two.
like one, like fistful of eye stalk, fistful of eye stalk.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me. I'll allow the acrobatics on this one. I'm gonna say that there's a DC for getting one, and then a higher DC for getting both of them.
So I'm rolling twice.
No, you're rolling once, and then it'll be a
Okay.
tiered
Understood.
progression. Yes.
Come on, that's a crit.
What's the total?
Punch!
What's the total?
The total, it's going to be my acrobatics.
Yes.
So that is going to be a 26.
Okay. The highest one was 24. So you are able to jump up and
Yes!
grab both of them. They unfortunately, because you weight yourself back down, you're kind of aiming both of them at you, but you could like kind of move around. So carry on, my wayward son.
I mean, I imagine that was my action, no?
That would be your action, yes. And you used
And
your
I
bonus
already
action to
bonus
move.
action.
Okay, very good.
I sure did.
Okay, Arhura, you are up.
All right, I moved there.
Okay. Thank you for having that calculated. Why? Hold on. Why is there a emoji covering your face right now?
What?
Does anyone see this? Is this just happening on my screen?
What emoji? I
don't see anything.
I don't see an emoji anywhere.
Okay.
Neither in Discord nor in Roll20.
Okay. I'm just gonna pause this for a second.
What did you do?
I have done nothing.
What's the emoji?
I'm gonna show it to you.
It's the eggplant emoji for when you played the soundbite?
That's correct. And it just went away. It's fine. It's fine now.
I'm a dick. And you're
So you just had a dick planted on your forehead for the past.
I love so when I did it and you started moving into the screen, that's when it started covering your eye.
Motherfucker.
He's just
Very
in
good.
mushroom stance for the
Very
past, 5 minutes.
Okay. I appreciate you knowing exactly the distance already calculated out, Larry. Thank you. All right, Ranshaw, it is you, and then we go to the spectator.
Can I not do what I'm gonna do?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, go ahead. I forgot. The eggplant made me discontinue anything you had left.
Great movement.
I'm gonna use
That will
Sacred
be-
Flame
Suck a
again
dick.
because that's all I have right now.
I'm sorry. What was that?
I'm gonna do Sacred Flame again because that's all
Okay.
I got right now.
Very good. Let me roll that beautiful bean footage. That's better. That's a 20.
Okay. All right.
So you
Good.
tried. That's a valiant effort. Yep. Okay. All right, Ranshaw, you're up.
I'm very unhappy with what it did to me. So we're
Indeed.
going to unarmed strike as an action.
Okay.
That's a 16 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. For maximum 10 points of damage.
Okay.
And then bonus action, we are burning a key point for 2 more unarmed strikes.
Okay.
Douche, douche.
Oh no.
That's right. Just repeatedly kick it. That's another 16 to hit
That will hit.
for not as much. 6 points of damage. And then final unarmed strike. Only a 13 to hit.
That will not hit. That one will
Okay.
not hit.
All right. My final one that slipped off the tongue.
Okay. So you punch him twice, and you actually start to think green slime starts to ooze out of where you hit there. It's,
Awesome.
Stop it!
Never!
So here's what he's
Not
gonna
really
do.
feeling it, man.
Here's what he's gonna do. First of all, he's gonna disadvantagedly try and bite you, Ranshaw, to get you off.
Yep.
Wow, one was a crit and one was a 9. The 9 won't make it. And then he's going to aim the one stock that's not being grabbed right now at you, forcing a
Fair enough.
dexterity saving throw
All right.
at disadvantage.
Right.
Oh, you better save.
Well, unfortunately for me, my results were an 18 and a 1. So that's a total of 7 since I'm rolling at disadvantage.
You will take 21 points of fire damage.
That's pain.
Go to sleep. Go to
Um,
sleep.
Reaction.
I wish. I can't. That only right now that only applies to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. And honestly, even if it could do more, it's only on attack rolls, not saving throws. I'm definitely I am unconscious. I might actually be dead. I have to double check the rules on that. I may have taken enough damage to just die.
Well, how much? I mean, what's your max?
My max is only 24.
You couldn't have.
Oh, that's right. No,
possibly-
you need half, right?
Yeah,
So
you need double. You need to
It's
make.
double.
You need to meet your maximum
double?
HP
Oh.
below. Yeah. So
am
how
I
much did you
remembering
have left?
older rules of D&D?
Yeah. How much?
I'm at -11.
Yeah, you're fine then. And so you
Okay.
don't go to -24. You're fine. However, you do fall enough distance to
Yep, there
take
it is.
damage. So we'll say that that's a failed death save, just a single one.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, an immediate failed death save.
Yep.
Cool.
immediate- so
Someone
you'll start
touch
with
this man.
Wink, wink.
I'll be fine. I have other characters. Jacob knows.
Yeah.
So
I'm an
lay
endless supply.
so lay of hands. Can I lay a hand
On your turn, yes. Yeah, he's not dead, so you can go over there and heal
Yeah.
him. Absolutely.
I'm just
Okay.
unconscious at the
He's
moment.
just unconscious.
The torch is still lit, though. I may not be holding it.
Yeah.
It's just sitting there on the floor, but it's still
burning
providing
him. On his
illumination.
next turn, he'll have another death fail.
Okay.
The paralysis finally kicked in, and it's pseudo rigor mortis now. And
Yeah,
he's just really
speaking of
good.
that, speaking of that,
Cool.
Chase,
I'll start
because
working on the next character.
because one of them chases is pointing right at you, I'm gonna have you make me but I'm gonna say there's no disadvantage for you because these both require Constitution saving throws. And I'm gonna no, I want a con save from you at disadvantage because you're holding on to both of them and they're point blank at you, and that's I'm gonna say that I'm gonna stay consistent. I'm gonna say it is gonna be a disadvantage since they're basically point blank on you.
Yep.
Okay.
So give me a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage, and I will guess I will.
Sure.
Okay, you will take.
That is going to be
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, I guess 5 plus. Do you have a?
For con?
2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The DC for everyone is a 13. Is a 13, by the way. So you've needed an 8 in your con saving throws, which is there's no way. So you will take 3d10. You will take 14 points of necrotic damage as your skin just starts to rip itself apart and
excuse me.
yeah, your skin just seems to age and necrotize right as you can't really see it because it's below your clothing, but you feel it. It just tries to rip itself away from you. But that will be his turn, and we will go to Milo and then to Mon. And go ahead, Milo.
Well, I'm not moving.
I will say that because he got he didn't get lower. Never mind. Continue.
16.
That will hit.
$12 this time.
Okay. You fire an arrow through the ropes, the chains holding the chandelier in place. And its eye, which is now kind of trying to keep both Ranshaw and Mon in its vision, is just pierced with an arrow, which leads it to lash out violently, and then slowly drift to the balcony and begin to evaporate before your very eyes.
Hey, kill shot!
As you kill it with that one shot.
Ooh.
Celebrating your victory if I were conscious.
The hover falls. The hover lowers Mon safely to the ground before it evaporates, and we end that turn of combat. We'll stay in combat just to make sure we get everyone healed because I know what's about to happen. So, Arhra, or Mon, I guess technically it's your turn. Do you want to do anything?
Kicks and gibbles, he just kicks wrench on the
He's kicking me in the dick.
Grab his dick, twist it.
Good old dick twist. I just give him a light,
Okay.
wake up pet.
Stay with me, Ranshaw.
Not enough to do damage.
Yes, of course. All
all,
right,
all the damage.
Arhra, come save him.
Okay, I go up next to him and I touch him.
Okay, touch. How vigorously do you touch him?
Oh god.
Like 15 points of health.
Sure, absolutely. Ranshaw,
yay.
you're
Well-
touched with 15 health.
What would that look like? How would you touch
What
someone
would that-
15 points worth?
We don't need a description,
gonna-
I think.
Oh,
I'm gonna
we
need
do.
details.
The,
We need
the
this.
world wants to know.
We'll talk about this in the after.
Oh.
You just Milo in the shadow like, oh.
Fairly adventurous after hours.
Fairly after hour.
Oh gosh.
Note to self, if I ever go down, he's not allowed to pick me back up. Do not resuscitate.
Yeah, very specifically, do not allow Ara to
Did you
resuscitate.
hear that, Arhra? Did you hear that? Milo doesn't want you to go down on him.
Damn it.
It's an ADNR. Ara, do not resuscitate.
Yeah.
All right, we'll call that out of combat. You guys are good to move. Now.
Yay! Thank
Well
you,
done.
Aura.
He keeps kicking me in the dick.
But touching.
No, please,
he
no.
keeps touching me in the dick.
You wake up and his hands are still there.
Aura, I really appreciate it, man, but I don't feel about you that way. But I'm flattered and thank you for returning the life to my body, but could you maybe let go now?
That was the part that was on most fire. I apologize.
Cool.
I was I'm trying to save you for future.
Appreciate it. Did we win?
Future.
We did. Milo to
Yor did it.
the rescue again.
I'm still on the ground and just, good job, Milo. Good job. Thumbs up.
Still in the shadows. No.
Let's
Can
go
somebody
tell
turn the lights
Clever
on?
back. Say again.
Can somebody turn the lights on now?
The torch is still lit. You can see.
George is still here.
Okay. Well, let's get out of here. Can we? Is there? So he evaporated. And that's it.
Yeah, he
All right.
essentially disintegrated into the air.
So there's nothing to loot. Got it.
No.
Oh, there's the vault.
Although strictly speaking, we could try to break into the vault. It's not guarded anymore.
And he doesn't know that the battle's over.
If only we had a rogue in the party.
No,
You still have that kitchen set?
I do. You gave it back to me unbent.
Post bent.
Rebent.
It works. I do walk downstairs just to see what is the deal with the vault.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Uh, 26.
Okay. You try. It's a finely crafted door. It actually has very nice molding. It seems to be metal with wood inlays in it. It's actually very well crafted. You cannot find, try as you might, and with your dark vision you can see gray. You can see detail. So you're not having any negatives here. You cannot see a single place to grab onto and pull this thing.
Okay. Open sesame. No, nothing. Okay. I got nothing, guys.
Well, let's go report a job well done, I suppose.
I suppose trying to kick in this door wouldn't help, would it?
Anything's worth trying at least once, man.
It does have wood inlays, and I just saw one of you breathe fire, so.
Ooh.
I don't think we should set fire to the place, man.
I wanted to use explosives from the get-go.
And while admittedly,
But heaven forbid we have a plan.
You know what?
the plan was don't blow up the building, man.
I am going to do dragon breath to the door.
Isn't yours force?
I was gonna say, isn't it force? He Fusro Dawes the door.
Make me a charisma saving throw.
Saving throw, it ricocheted.
No. To be fair, charisma that's good for the old paladin.
19.
Okay. Your roll it's 2d8 your breath weapon?
Give me a sec.
Or is it 2d10? I can't remember now. I think it's 2d10 actually.
It's my breath weapon is 1d10.
1d10. Roll 1d10 and take half.
It reflects it back on you.
Correct.
Well, that didn't work, guys.
A half of 3.
Huh?
Half of 3.
Okay, so take 1. You take one force damage, and you kind of just like size it up, and you kind of like half-heartedly like, I just want to see, right? Like we're just gonna see. Whew, and your force breath weapon dissipates for a second, and then comes back around, refocuses, and comes back at you. But you see it coming, and you kind of like, whoa.
Oh no.
And you kind of wait, hold on. I actually should ask. What is the saving throw that your breath weapon forces?
It is.
Should be dexterity.
Is it dex? I called for charisma because I was an idiot.
Okay, well, still, my dex would be it would have been a 16.
A 16. What's the DC saving on your breath weapon? 14, I think.
That one takes his constitution. So...
Right. So 8 plus proficiency brings it to 10, and then his con is either way. You would have made it. I don't think your con is 16. Is 6. Is 7.
Yeah, I got a 14 con.
So you'd have a +2. So you'd have 12 essentially as your DC on that. So you would have survived. You would have made it either way. It is just a lesser check. So you'll still take 1 point as you dive out of the way. It just kind of clips you on the shoulder, and you take 1 point of damage, and your shoulder's just a little sore from the force of your breath weapon reflecting back at you. And the door is completely unscathed.
Okay, I would like to do detect magic.
Sure.
Really hell-bent on breaking into this vault. I mean, sure, you're getting a ring of protection, but let's break into the vault.
All right.
There's probably like 10 of them in there.
Let's get out of here. Can I try to kick in the other door?
Why? It's open. You can just yes. Fine. Kick the door. Give me a strength check. He closed it, but there's a handle that you can just pull on, and
Can we, as he goes to kick it, I'm going to try this one more time. As he goes to kick it, I push the door open.
You push the door open. So the door actually pushes back towards you guys. You have to pull it. I will let you pull it. Make me an athletics check, Milo.
Me?
Milo.
Okay.
What was your strength check?
A natural 20.
What was yours, Milo?
You said athletics?
Athletics.
12.
So Milo, you see what he's doing. He's like, that didn't work. And he starts to try and like get a little bit of a jog heading up to this other door, and you're like, let me just see what happens. And you try and open it, and he kicks it closed. Like you're like, wait for it. Tries to lift it, and it's heavier than you anticipated, and he's just like, ugh! And it kicks it out of your hands and closes it.
I couldn't reach the handles.
Huh?
I couldn't reach the handle.
And you hear on the other side of the door pushes open, the other door pushes open a little bit, and you hear Cleverback say, Did it go okay?
No! Help us! I'm just kidding. Open the door back.
Okay.
We're good.
It's fine, man. Your spectator's gone.
Oh. Okay. Okay, great. Hey! Good. Well done. Good job, everyone.
You really, really don't want to do this again.
You're probably right. There'll be discussion. We'll have an open-minded discussion with all the directors. No plan has been put in place that is set in stone. About your compensation. Shall we go upstairs and discuss it further?
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
He leads you upstairs. And he says, all right, we have agreed. We will make the same deal. We don't have any available that we can just hand over to you, though, however. It will take some time to make. But we will put our craftsmen on it. It will become a priority project for us, and we should have it ready for you in 12 days.
Gotcha.
The ring itself won't take that long to make, but the enchantment does require a little bit of a process. So we will have it ready in 12 days. You come back here. You ask for Glimsby. He's the enchanter who's going to place it on. He'll have the final product for you ready to go.
Understood.
Okay. Because, all right, gentlemen, if there is nothing else further, I'll escort you to the front door. And again, job well done. We will have your compensation for you in 12 days.
You happen to know a good chiropractor?
I could actually point you to one, yes. Works my back out all the time. I'm sure you didn't do anything more rigorous than hard jewelry work all day.
Next time you can go fight some
didn't do
spectator.
anything more rigorous than jewelry work?
Okay, I may have misspoken. I apologize if that was offensive to you. I'm sure that was a tough battle, but it didn't take that long. You guys handled that fairly well, I imagine. I mean, I ran out of there so fast, but it only took like 30 seconds.
I almost died.
He did.
I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that the Ring of Protection will serve you well then.
It's not for me.
It won't.
Well, how magnanimous for you then. My apologies. But we'll see you back in 12 days.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Okay. All right, and we will go ahead and call that a session, actually, gentlemen. We'll be done a little bit earlier than normal, but thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed that. Nice little combat session, a little bit of roleplay.
I made it to the end of a session.
You did!
I made it to a session.
Yeah.
It's just a Hallmark session all around.
We will be back. It won't be next week for us. We will be gone a week. Then we'll pick it back up for us. It'll be August 2nd. For you guys, it'll just be next week. Since we're pre-recording these, we'll release them on a regular weekly schedule. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please hit that like button harder than Ranshaw hit the floor. Please subscribe to the channel if you can appreciate the bravery it takes for these guys to come out here and let people make fun of them. Let me be made fun of for coming out here. If you want to see more, especially if you're a newer player to the game and you like the idea of just average Joes playing the game, then subscribe to the channel for more. And we will be back next week. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.